Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my channel, Élie Henry, and this is our new series, my new series, 30 years of my life of Élie Henry. And in this particular video today, we have some very special guests in the building. I'll introduce them if they don't, unless they want to just introduce themselves. And we're going to be discussing in this three-part series the first 30 years of my life, and each video is going to be a 10-year block. So in this video, we're going to be talking about year 1 to year 10, and I have here with me my mother. Yes, hello. My dad.
Hello.
Hi. And one of my sisters, Joy, here. This is my younger sister. And yeah, so we just want to discuss and show what my life was from the age of 1 to 10, show you a bit about, give you an insight to my family life, my upbringing, and again, very prevalent, how faith has played a part in my upbringing and my family as well, up until this point, but from the very foundations of my life too. So where do we start? We should start maybe from the beginning, because I was saying this before we started recording. This is good for me too, because I don't know about, obviously, Joy, she was born here. I was born in Congo. I haven't actually sat down with both of you and said, okay, how did things start? Like, how did you come to this country, and how were those, years at the very beginning? So Mom is smiling. She has a lot to say. So
we were actually talking about this yesterday.
So we cut it short. Well, it's a long story. I don't think you'll fit in this video. So.
Okay, so we could start from, let's say from Congo. So when I was born, and Granddad almost named me a name that I would have not liked.
No, we were almost named you. It was a different name. So we thought, Kelly's a beautiful name.
Oh, you thought that?
Yeah.
I thought it was him.
No. So then Granddad said, what's Kelly? Where's Kelly from?
Kelly? No, please.
Élie, please. He says, no. This child will be called Élie. God has answered the prayers.
Which is Elijah.
Elijah, which is Elijah in English. So that's how we called you Élie. And, yeah, you were very, very much loved, and you're still very much loved. And I think, because being the first grandchild on my side, you were your first grandchild. So you were just spoiled, really, to be honest. Everyone was always around you, carrying you. I remember Tantine would always come and take you to the house. And every evening we go to my parents' house. This was before we traveled.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you were very, very much loved. Yeah, I mean, your grandparents, they love all of you. Ask Joy, this is another story for another day. When she went to Congo, she wouldn't touch not even a spoon. My mom always said, what's the point of the maids? The maids have to do it. No. So, yeah, so they really loved you so much. You were really, really spoiled.
Élie was born in health center run by Catholic nun, which is what's called in French maternité de Delvaux. Yes, this way he was born. So when his mom went in, he was born after a day or 2 days.
No, it took a long time before you got born. So it's like 2 days, 2 days of me going up and down. So I was like, he's going to be born. So everyone was waiting. So eventually you were born on a Friday, 12 o'clock. You were born.
I remember you said Friday, yeah.
So it was a Friday, 12 o'clock you were born. It was really, it was a joy, a great joy. I think our three moms, because I went back to my parents' house when I heard you, so they can help me. At this point, your grandparents, your granddad specifically passed away, and then his wife passed away as well. So I couldn't go back to your dad's, to my in-laws. So they suggested I go back to my parents' house so they can support. So I went there, but at night you just wake up. So it's like the breast milk wasn't filling you at all. So you just wanted to eat. So my dad said, no, he's too young. So my mom was like, no, we need to introduce milk, formula milk. My dad has always been against formula milk. He's like, no, we never grew up with formula milk, so you should wait until, and my mom's like, no, this child is hungry. So we introduced formula milk, and then we're putting just a small spoon, really tiny amount of rice, baby rice. And that was the day, you start sleeping. So before bed, we'll bath you, give you milk, and then you sleep. So you've never been difficult. Élie was never difficult about eating. The only thing you will not eat is semolina. You eat everything else, but not semolina. You eat rice, everything else, but not semolina. That, from a babe, since you were a baby, you just hate it. You just didn't like it. So even coming in this country, you adapted so quickly.
At what age did I?
You were 18 months when we came here, yeah. So you were sick at the beginning, I think it was just the weather. It was like October, 19th of October, that's when we came in this country.
Wow.
Yeah, so you were just 18 months.
And it's October right now as well.
Yeah, it's October now. So you adapted so quickly. I think like every child, and you used to go to a nursery, Butterfly Nursery. This was in Highbury. It was free. It was a Catholic one. So I used to take you there, and then I'll go and do my own thing, and then come back and pick you up. There's this lady called Alenka that you liked a lot in the nursery. She was your favorite, and she was nice as well, And eventually you started nursery. I used to go to college. Of course, English wasn't our first language, so I had to improve. So
how was that, by the way, for both of you coming to this country? It's a new language. Did you learn some English back home, or did you only learn it when you came?
Yeah, back home we had the program, the curriculum in secondary school. We had English as well. So I'd just like to go a bit back to tell something, because Élie was potty trained very early age by by his grandma, and Élie never wet nappies. He would go with Élie out.
Wow.
You hold himself until you go back home.
When he starts crying, you need to go back.
Yeah.
Yes.
He will hold himself.
Even at night, he's never wet himself. My mom started potty training you when you were 3 months.
Whoa.
3 months.
3 months.
So she'll put on the potty and say, "Pipi, pipi, ubi kaka." Then you do it. You did learn.
Wow.
Yeah, you've never. I'm glad your dad is bringing this up.
I hope the person in the background is listening.
Yeah, so you were potty trained by grandma. Grandma was like, "Oh yeah, we need to potty." Everyone was surprised. It's like, no, my mom was saying, no, he will learn. And you knew that when you're being put on the potty, so you pee, you poo.
Wow, 3 months.
3 months.
Incredible.
Yes, you've never. So
it's a bit hard work, because you have to put a baby every hour, isn't it?
No, every 15 minutes, my mom will put you on the potty, so you get used to it, and then she will tell you, potty. So when you pee, then she will clap and then put your nappy back on. So because I stayed at my parents like 6 months, so she had really good time to do that. Anyway, she was free to do that. Yeah, so it was really good.
Yeah, going back to your questions, mentioned about English. So our country, Congo, is a French country. So one of the international language, official language that they can't communicate outside is French. So we have English lessons compulsory in secondary school. So when they came here, can understand and adapt quickly. Yeah, that adaptation.
Hence, we didn't stay back like learning English. So we were mainly advised to take like career courses and learn into it. Because as French speakers, so you pick up so quickly. So it was really easy for us. Even though we started as basic, they was like, no, you're not basic. So they jump to
the next level.
The next level. And the next level is like, oh, no, this is not your level. So we didn't really last long doing English. There was a day, I remember, what really revolted me was you were not feeling well. And then I was given an appointment at the GP. And then the interpreter didn't turn up. They said to me, oh, no, the interpreter didn't turn up. maybe we'll give an appointment next. I said, no, next week. My son is not well. I said to them in few words in English. They said, but you speak English. I said to them, if you speak slowly, I'll be able to understand what you're saying. And then I went in to see the GP, and then I explained how you were feeling. I said, no, he's not well. You know, he's been having temperature. I was not now like now, but, you know, it was really slow. Yeah. And then he said to me, but you speak English. You don't need an interpreter. I said, only if you speak slowly, I will understand you. But if you go too fast, I will not understand. And then, yeah, on that day, so I was able to see the GP, and I saw to myself, I said, you know what? I will learn English, and I'll make sure that my English is perfect, and I should never rely on anyone. And that made me so angry.
Best
I said,
in the
why should I
family.
rely on this person?
Most British
It's the best in the British accent in the family, to be honest.
No, I was so revolted. Can you imagine a mother with your child that didn't sleep at all, wasn't feeling well, and then they're saying to you, no, come back this day because the interpreter said, no, this is not right. You know, yeah, from that day on, I bought myself a small dictionary. It wasn't like Google now. So I always had in my bag.
Oh, that's amazing.
So wherever I go, if I can't remember that word, I'll just go, oh yeah, it's that, you know, but I said to myself, I'm going to push myself. I'll make sure I speak English. This is not right. So what helped a lot, it was when, because even back home, we're going to church. So we were looking for a place to go. You know, obviously there were problems in the family. But, you know, that peace you can only find in God. Mm-hmm. You know, and also I always wanted that my children I remember even before we got married, I said to God, I give my future in your hands, and my children, I give them in your hands. I didn't even have children. You know, I want my children. I had an idea of what I want my children.
They were on the road coming.
Yes.
They were on the road.
Yeah. So then eventually there was a day I took you to a play center, part of your nursery, I think.
How old was I at this point?
At this point, you were 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5. And then I think almost going to 3, but you were 2. So I was just passing by and I saw a church. I was like, oh, this church is nice, you know, the program. And I was like, oh, this fits in well. Then I went in and I checked. I was like, okay, so I think it was a Friday. So I said on Sunday I will go. So when I got home, I told your dad, I said, I think I found the church. We'll be going there. So he said to me, just go. If it's good, then I'll come with you. Yeah. So I went, and of course I had to sit on the front line. So the only thing I captured first time was the verse and the chapter. Of course, I didn't catch everything. But then I was just reading. My Bible was French, but then I decided, no, I'm not going to read the French Bible anymore. So it's English Bible I'll be reading so I can get better. Eventually, your dad and I start going with you. You go to Sunday school. But you were really, really like the boy that has so much energy. The energy you had was just, even Tonton Jose was like, what do you feed this child? So wherever we go, the one thing that we actually notice is you had a very good memory. Wherever we go, if we were going for the second time, you say, are we going to this place?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yes, you had very, very good memories.
Even now, I'm good to remember places.
Yeah, so you had very, very good memory. So we'll go to Tonton Jose, who's your uncle. You always jump. So you'll be on the table, not on the chair. You know, Tantine Celine will always say, oh, yeah, it's okay. She loved children anyway. So you'll be running around, doing a lot of things. You had a lot of energy. Starting in nursery, when you were 3, at that point, so I remember, the nursery wasn't far from us. So I took you to nursery, and then the nursery teacher says, oh, I thought Élie was a girl. I said, no, he's a boy. It's Elijah, you know, Élie is French, and in English you say Elijah. Oh, I have so many boys, but it's okay, it's fine. Then I left. From that day on, every time I'll pick you up, she always says,
another boy again.
She says, oh, yeah. She said, oh, the boy, he has so much energy. Can you imagine from nursery, I had to move you from one nursery to another. So I moved you to a different school. And so just because I got fed up. And but then that teacher, she was a French speaker from Belgium. So she said to me, all children are the same. I don't know why that teacher is complaining so much. And she said to me, listen, he'll be fine. You know what? As time passes, you see that he's going to relax. The boys are always like that. And also come in early tomorrow, stay just so that no one sees you. The children don't see you. You see how they play. They're rough. They're so rough. Look at the boys. And I came in early. It was exactly that. So that gave me peace of mind because I used to say to myself, are all the children so energetic? Because I've never seen other. Yeah. So, but eventually you did really, really well. And then I moved you back to the other school because then Piniel was born. So then Piniel was born. It was a bit further to take you and then come back because your dad has to work. And then Piniel started nursery. I wanted you both in the same school. And after that, I think you loved football a lot. Whenever you just wanted to play football. I think about probably year 3, year 4. So that's when you say, oh, I'm going to be a footballer. I think at that point, you have Thierry Henry and all sorts. Yeah, so you really loved it. And you loved Arsenal. You were very good at that. Your dad used to take you to Sobel, just the one. And you loved football. There was a day I was sat at in front of the computer. I was doing my coursework. He said, Mom, you're always sitting in front of the computer. What are you doing? I said,
How old is I?
You were probably 8 or going to 9. I said, well, I'm studying. One day will be you studying. No. And you really went, no. And then you were jumping, so much energy. You're like, no. And I still have that image in my head. I said, no, Mom, I'm not going to uni. I'm going to be a footballer. Or I am going to be a businessman. I said, okay, that's fine. And I turned, so that conversation has stuck with me till today, because I remember the time when we really wanted you to go to uni, trying to choose a career for you, but you were like, no, I want this, I want that. Then your dad, working with apprenticeship and, properties and stuff like that, was trying to push you then in that direction. So for me, I think you were so determined from since you were small. Mm-hmm. And eventually with going to church, I think your way of behaving changed. Even in Sunday school at the beginning, some people used to say, oh, he's so energetic. I'm so tired of this. So you always sit with me, you always sit with me in the main auditorium, and then I'll give you a notebook and a pen. So you write everything the bishop will say. And then afterwards I'll check, okay, so you understood that, because the one thing I was concerned about, they were saying that you were trying to do a lot of things at the same time. They were saying that you can't concentrate. So for me to help you, I said to myself, you know what, whatever you're watching, I'll make sure that we're watching it from the beginning to the end. Even in the house, if you're watching your cartoons, I didn't want you to have your head hanging down, your feet up, because that's what you do. Or you jump, you climb on top of the sofa.
Oh gosh!
Watching it. No, I'm like,
I think I remember that.
Yeah, so I have some videos as well.
Yeah, we've seen them.
To get you to sit. So sitting down was a problem.
Wow.
Yes, for you to concentrate. So I said to myself, I'm going to help you. I'll make sure I help. So even your homework and stuff. So because your dad had to go to work. Mm-hmm. So I had a bit of time at home, like in the evening. So
I remember that because of that, there was one of the teacher primary school. I don't know what year was it that she said that he had a condition
ADHD.
No, or maybe he has a condition that's not diagnosed. She said, but behind my back, I think she went and got what do you call it? They used to call it. No. Yeah, did a referral. When I came back, then Élie will always tell me stories. Anything that has happened, Mom, you know what? This is what happened. Even if he did push someone in school, because you were really big, tall. So everyone else was so small. So you used to just like push them.
Oh, really?
But because you were the only child for like almost 4 years or 5. So everything was yours, you know?
Yeah.
So you didn't know how to share with them or play with others. So you just push, and because they were too small, so you push them. I remember one of your teacher actually used to say, "Oh, please sell him to me. I was like, sell you? I thought it was a joke. He said, sell you? Yeah, he says, well, I'll train him. He'll be, maybe like a great, wrestler or something. I said, no, I can't sell my child. And I thought he was joking, but he will say that. I said to him, I'll never sell him. I'll never, But I was so angry on that day when the teacher did the referral without telling me. And I find it really degrading because I said to myself, I may not have not been born in this country, but I know my right. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. And I told her off. That's why I moved. And that was another reason why I moved you to go back to the other.
So for that teacher was like kind of abnormality, isn't it?
Yeah, she thought, it was abnormal. So for me, also, going back to spiritual things, prayer helped a lot. Mm-hmm. And trusting in God, saying, God, I give my children in your hands. That helped a lot, because whatever, the way you were behaving after I met that teacher in the other school, I thought, yeah, it was normal. And I moved you to another school. They thought, this mom, because moving your child from one school to another wasn't good. Yeah. Of course, it's not good.
I do remember some parents' evenings when the teacher would say, easily distracted. Yeah. I played it a part in some of those, definitely.
Yeah. So it was quite difficult, but I did say to myself, this is not my child. So I know that whatever they're saying is not true. He's just a happy child, running around, has energy. And especially with that teacher saying I'm just repeating that, but saying what she said, that gave me a lot of confidence, and gave us a lot of confidence,
So because once you accept those kind of thoughts, so maybe you find yourself for your child being labeled, and then you start seeking advices, and then start seeking
which is not bad.
A psychologist.
Yeah,
and
but we knew that there was nothing wrong with you.
We knew that. Yeah, it told me it's normal.
It was Kids Company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kids Company. Yeah, wow.
So because of we said no, he's okay, he's normal, he's gonna be okay. So
he's normal. At home, he's normal. I think it's just because here he's got his friends, they're all running around. There was a time you pushed this boy. Oh my God, he was so disfigured. So from the top, yeah.
Talk about something else going.
Yeah, he fell from the top of the.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you call it? It's like a slide.
Yeah.
So, but then the same thing. You were pushed as well from the top of the slide.
Broke his teeth.
That's something else.
Okay. Another time. That was another time. So the teacher said, they do this to themselves. I mean, what can you do?
And I used to get holes in my trousers.
Yes, football. So whatever you buy uniforms, yours. So we had to buy uniform 3-4 times a year.
How many jackets were lost?
How many jackets?
In the playground.
So I started buying cheap one because there was no point to buy those expensive one. And then summer sale. What did you used to? No, remember like
at the end of the year they bring all the lost
property, and then I'll find your stuff.
Yeah. I remember they would line it up there outside.
So there was a day, actually, even when we were in the supermarket, so Élie will be running. So as soon as you go out, there's Élie. So I'll be here. Élie, so
oh yeah, I remember now. You bought alcohol
String.
Yeah, the string. Yeah, someone said to me, you need to buy a restraint. So, but then I didn't like it because I thought, that's just like a dog, you know. I just didn't use it as
I
much.
think it's a good idea, but yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't like him as much, you know. So we went to the bakery after church. I think Pinia was in the prom, and then you wanted to have fish and chips. You know, we went to KFC, you know, the one in Finsbury Park.
Opposite the park.
Opposite the park. And then they were serving us. The next thing, I just looked, where's Élie? Ellie's not. And it was like around, I think, probably November or December. It was dark, even though it was 4:00 in the afternoon. But you basically crossed the road. You were in the middle of the road. You see Finsbury Park.
I can't believe this story.
Car stopped from both sides. I said to the man,
How old was that?
you were probably, you were 5.
Weesh.
Yeah, you were 5. So I said to the person that was serving me, I was like, my son is gone outside. Please look after the baby. I'm coming. So I ran outside and I saw it. So then I think when you were in the middle of the road, you were so confused. You didn't know where to go. You know.
My God.
I'm thinking, why did you even go outside?
Don't ask me.
We're like, whose son is this? Whose son? So I just went, picked you up, took PDL. I didn't even take the chips. I just ran outside. I said, because you could have been killed. It was dark. You know, it was just a very strange situation. I just said, you know what? I'm going home. And I went home. From that day on, I said, you know what? I have to hold you. Remember we bought that was with Pignal. So we bought the at the back of the pram. But there was also like a restraint. So you put on the pram, and then you restrain the other child so you always hold the pram. So I will never let you so you always have to hold me or I'm holding you. Yeah. From that day on, I think, things changed. We were very careful. Or maybe if I had to buy something, I'll make sure I'm with your dad, just to make sure that he's also helping, just to restrain you. Yeah. And going to secondary school, I think then I start working. We're both working. It was so difficult. But this time, Joy was born as well. And it was so tough. I think primary school was okay because grandma used to come to...
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And chase the dogs away.
No, should I tell the story?
Yeah, you
Go on.
So there was one day, Grandma came to pick us up from school.
Yeah, it was my fault, isn't it?
Yes, there was a little park next to the primary, right? And Ellie...
We never take that way as well.
No, we always take that way.
Really, did we?
Yeah, we always take that
No,
way.
I mean through the...
No, yeah, we never take the way through the thing, yeah. No, but you thought you saw a football. So he thought he saw a football. So he entered the gate. When he realized that it was a dog, he entered with Pignal. When he realized it was a dog, they both ran out. They ran past me. I was very slow that time. So by the time they were running, I started running too. They had passed me and the dog came and bit the back of my trouser. And I was just so scared. I remember, and Grandma, she came and she took my book bag and she just smacked the dog. She smacked the dog. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't believe that he did that, basically. I thought the dog was a football.
Oh, did I say it was a football?
You thought it was a football. You said to me, I thought I saw a football.
Yeah, but not the dog. I just thought I saw football, but I didn't.
I don't know, but...
Anyway, people used to play football in that small park. So maybe there was a football as well. Who knows?
So let's talk about this. Why did you ban me from watching cartoons?
Yeah, well, so when Pinel was born, so there were certain cartoons because of your energy, so that you practice on Pinel, like kicking and pulling, and so there was one Ed and Eddie.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites.
Yes, they were so naughty, those boys. I remember when I started sitting.
But they were entrepreneurs. They were trying to sell sweets.
They would go and buy ice cream and stuff like that. They were up to no good, all 3 of them. And also the Crump twins.
Oh, that was really bad.
So the other twins, so they were really bad. And Pokemon,
Yeah.
all those like Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball Z,
Z or something. So I always remember
practicing karate, isn't
yeah, so whatever karate or whatever fights, wrestling, so you try and
on Pinel.
push Pinyal. And Pinyal, she walked really fast as well. She used to run and trying to do the same. So I said,
You're not here to comment.
it was really. I said, no. Listen, this is not a jungle. You're not supposed to fight. But obviously, you start as a game, but it end up like a fight. So I'm like, no, you can't do this. So I didn't want you to watch those cartoons. So I said, no, you're not watching them. So yeah. But eventually, I think if your behavior was not the way it was before, you could have watched those cartoons. But that was accentuating the situation, making it worse. So I wanted to watch things that were so calm. And also going to church, I did learn that, I have to always sit down with your child, what they're watching. So that helped me a lot. That's why I remember all those cartoons, because there were cartoons that I realized when you were watching them, you were so calm. They make you reflect. Compared to other cartoons, it's like you're just copying whatever, those cartoons were doing.
So did you like your Teletubbies as well?
Yeah, he liked Teletubbies. Yeah, he liked Teletubbies a lot. Yeah.
I remember there was one time in school that when I think I was getting, I'm sure you remember this. I never spoke to you about this till this day. When I was getting bullied. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then you went to the school. Do you remember? Do you want to talk about that?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, you said.
Papa, you talk about it.
Basically, every day. So he was very energetic. But one thing he wasn't a bully. So this boy, he was actually small.
People thinking of pushing. I wasn't pushing anyone malice. I had no malice.
No, it was not malice. It was just that he didn't playing, but he didn't know that actually he was big and tall. That whatever like little push would, will the impact of his, his actions. But this boy was a real bully. He was small, short, very short. But he would try and bully Élie, and Élie would come home and say, "Oh, Dean has done this and that."
What do you do?
Like for example, he would just threaten him. "Oh, we'll fight." We do that. But Élie wasn't the type of, like he would fight, because even though we're saying cartoons and this and that,
I never confronted other children.
No, you've never. So your dad got fed up, and then we told the teachers that this is what's happening. Of course, they did tell the parents and stuff like that. And your dad one day went to pick up Élie and then saw Dean and said to him, "Next time, don't do that to my son, okay?" The boy started crying. So it was a big thing. So
I can imagine how Dad said it.
Yeah,
it wasn't how
that
Mom
was
saying
very
it now.
light.
It's not how Mom saying it. I can imagine how Dad said
and I
it.
didn't know about this, Yes.
I saw him by chance, innit?
Really?
You were looking for.
But he didn't tell you forcefully, but he's a child, you see what I mean? So he was a child. Can you imagine you're in primary school?
So big.
Yeah.
I think the school called me.
No, it was the teacher that
Oh,
called.
the teacher.
Yeah. And said that he was crying and said he was told off by Élie's dad. But the parents were from Africa, so they spoke in French. So we used to speak. So, we did speak about it, but they were like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't. Why would you do that? He's your brother. You shouldn't be doing that." And that was the day you became friends. You became really, really good friends. And I think when they moved or something, I can't remember. Yeah, he moved school. I think his sister did finish up to year 6, but he moved before that. I think your best friend was Timmy.
Yeah, to this day, yeah.
But there
Timmy,
was a time when Timmy went to Scotland, I think.
Oh, was it Scotland?
Yeah, because
wow,
when
I was
he came back, he
wondering,
had this
there was a period of years.
Yeah, there was like
Scotland.
1 or 2 years. Yeah.
I'm going to see him tomorrow, actually. I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, it was 2 years. Timmy and, his sister and mom, they were really good friends. We used to talk a lot. But then there was a day when I think you were year 6 or 5. They just called me at work that Élie is bleeding. I'm like, what? Then your dad, I think, was at home. So that day, so he came and picked you up. Then one of your teeth was broken. You were bleeding. There was blood everywhere. So I had to, I think I didn't come home. I came back later. So your dad took you to the, oh no, I came actually, because I took you to the dentist, the emergency, the one that used to be in
Houston, I remember. Houston?
Grazing Road.
Okay.
Grazing Road. They're doing something else now. Yeah. And they said, no, you need to go to your dentist. Yeah. So I said, but how is he going to go to school like this, with a chipped tooth? So your primary school head teacher regretted it because what she was saying is if they did find a small piece of tooth, she could have just put in the milk and then put it back.
Yeah. I thought when that happened to me, so there was a guy in, I can't remember what happened, but there was someone older and he dragged me to the floor and I chipped my tooth on the ground. I thought my teeth were going to be like that forever. I thought that
Towards the end.
I thought I didn't know you could fix it. I thought it would be finished.
Affected by it because when you start smiling, you'll be doing this. I said, no, we need to get this reconstructed. So your dad said you can't go back to school, then took you to the dentist, our local dentist, our usual dentist, because she said then, oh no, I need to book you an appointment. Your dad wasn't happy with that. And said, no, but I don't want my son walking like this. Up to today. So there was not a good relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why.
But the relationship was okay, but it's just that there was so much tension at that time that your dad was insisting that it should be done, even temporarily as an emergency. He didn't want you to just go out with a chipped tooth. And so the dentist wasn't happy. So when I went, because she knew me, she said, your husband, I was trying to explain, I said, it's just that, he just didn't want Élie going to school like that. And at that point, I think it was almost going to be summer holidays. And then you're going to secondary school. So we just didn't want you to
go to
secondary school like that.
Of course.
Yeah. So then she eventually did it temporarily and it kept falling off.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, she's waiting for something else to do it so that she can do it. Eventually she did it, so we were happy it was done. So that's, I think, in a nutshell, the 10 years of your...
Yeah. Talking about secondary school, I remember Élie's first day of secondary school, so when he wore his new uniform for boys'
Central Foundation.
I took my camera. I said, okay, when you go there, you will stand up in front of the school. I'll take a picture. Around the Élie. You want to stop for the
Really?
That's why we don't have a picture.
Really?
On the first day. That was an error. That should have taken it from
home, yeah.
Because everyone else
we have
took
one
our
from home, yeah.
Yeah. And then I used to go and pick him up. And then at the beginning, he'll say to me, "Oh, wait for me at the bus stop."
Really? That's
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Don't come to the school.
Come to the school.
is it?
So I'll be at the bus stop, and then I'll be watching. And some boys, they can be a little bully. They're trying to say, I think you had snacks or something. They come and take it. I'm like, hey, give it back.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Me?
Someone took the snack off you. I think you were playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Boys,
Yeah.
For me, I took it seriously. Like, hey, give it back. It's not yours. You can't just snatch it, But eventually, Élie said to me, "Oh, Mom, don't pick me up. I think I'm okay now." Yeah, but I always come and stand fast because I took time off work just to make sure that he settled. And that was secondary school. But, you helped a lot, like, especially your younger sisters. Because at this point, there were times when you were in secondary school, you all go to, like, breakfast club, which you didn't like much. And also...
I like the food.
Club. No, it was after school club, but the
Breakfast club, I like the food as well.
no, you said to me you didn't like it.
Mom started
Really?
making
I
food.
started making food in the morning.
I
Wake
like
you up,
jam
cook
and toast.
You had lunch boxes.
Ah.
Yeah, you didn't like school meal. You'd be like, oh, I don't like school meal. Mom, I want you to make packed lunch. So even though I like Élie, I need to cook, do things, so I'd rather you eat in school. You just didn't want that.
Yeah.
So we started doing packed lunch. There was, but you were very helpful. Like I was saying with the girls. So you had to pick them up when we moved houses. Remember, pick them up. You run like through City Road.
Yeah.
There was always traffic there.
Yeah. No.
Sweating, pick them up, and then you get home. Joy will be crying. She'll be counting the minutes.
Because I'll be sitting there.
You were crying.
I would be crying because I'm like, can you imagine? You're standing in the playground. Everyone can see their parents. They're going, and then the teacher every day is like, "Oh, who's coming to get you today?" Like, and then because then the playground is empty, they're like, "Okay, come. We're gonna take you to sit inside wait for your brother in the reception." So I'll just sit in there. No. Penya went to secondary. It was just me now by myself in primary. So I'll just be sat there in the reception thinking, I bet you he's with his friends, probably just there laughing and wasting his time. Only later when I got older did I realize that actually each time he was running to make sure he was on time to pick me up.
You don't know how many buses I've run. I've run for how much sweat. I've sweated. Yeah.
When I come from work, you say to us, I don't want to pick them up anymore. Then your dad will say, come on, pick up your sisters. One day they'll grow up.
He used to pick us up from orchestra as well, I remember.
Yeah.
So
No,
you did well.
You did help a lot, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm so grateful for the time growing up. Honestly, I think that I had a very good upbringing. Of course, from both of you, your example, especially
Maybe a bit strict, isn't it?
a bit. But we'll talk about that maybe another time.
She said, are you sure you're both my parents? I said, yeah, you're the first.
Really?
You have to lead by example.
Wow, you never told me. I've never heard this in my life.
No, you did.
When did I say this?
Strict. I said, I need to lead you by example.
You go away with things, not me.
Yeah, I said, no, listen, you're my firstborn, so I want you to lead by example.
I said that, me. How old was I when I said that?
Probably in year 5 or 6, I think.
Like
I
9.
can't remember.
Like 8, 9?
8, 9, yeah.
9 or 10, maybe.
So you were my parents.
Yeah, you said, are you sure you're my parents? You're too strict. I said, we have to lead, you have to lead by example, But I think VYD helped a lot.
No. I'm
God helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And also God helped us to know how to bring it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be honest, a lot of people run away from London, thinking, oh yeah, I'll take my kids out of London just because their upbringing isn't good. But when we discovered how much God can do through the activities in church, we said to ourselves, no, we're buying a property in London. We're staying here. We're not going. Because if we go away, there was a time your dad and I actually searched, we were ready to go to Milton Keynes.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really like new build properties, so we're going there. Yeah, but then we thought, how about church? There's no church there. So what are we going to do? No, we always trusted and thought, what, with God, our children will grow up in London. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we thank God for God.
No, definitely. No, I'm so grateful and thankful for the foundation of faith, of course, in our family. But even though it was maybe challenging as a child, I think that taught me the fundamentals of taking responsibility,
yes,
being a leader as well. So no, I'm so grateful, and it's played a big part in who I am.
Because you remember when there was a time, so you just wanted these new trainers, new boots because of football. So we had to buy, your dad here would buy new boots, because of course your feet are growing and stuff like that. But you want new trainers. And I said to you like a joke, I said, you were only 15. I said, listen, your trainers cost twice more than your sisters. Go and find yourself a job. I just said that. And that was it. You went and found yourself a job.
Thank you so much, for the conversation. I think it was really good. And even after we cut the cameras, we have a lot of things to talk about that we didn't know before this video. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you loved the episode, feel free to comment. Let us know what you thought. Maybe share some of your experiences if you can relate. I'm sure you can relate if you grew up in London as well. And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.